Hi, my name is Jennifer, and today I'd like to talk to you about your federal student loans. Federal student loans can seem overwhelming, but I'd like to inform you on how to make them more manageable. Do you know how much federal student loans that you have borrowed? There are two different types of federal student loans, subsidized loans and unsubsidized loans. The subsidized loans do not earn interest while you're in school or for up to 6 months after, at which point they go into repayment. Unsubsidized loans earn interest the entire time. You can pay on that interest while you're in school, or you can let it be added to your loan. If you let it be added to your loan, you will pay interest on it again later. Determining how much you have borrowed and who your servicer is simple. You'll need to go to this website, www.nslds.ed.gov. This website will show you every loan that you've borrowed and who the servicer is for each loan, which could be different. All of your loans go through the Department of Education, but they have several servicers that those loans can then be transferred to and for you to repay. Make sure you know who your servicer is, because that will be important if you have any trouble repaying your student loans. Repayment estimators are available at studentloans.gov. On this website, you can determine about how much your estimated repayment will be for the amount that you've borrowed. I've made a chart here showing a few of the amounts that may be helpful. If you borrow $10,000, your estimated repayment is $106 a month. If you borrow $19,000, you can expect to pay around $201 a month. These amounts are for the next 10 years. If you borrow $25,000, you'll be paying $275 back a month. And if you borrow the maximum amount eligible for 4 years of education, you could borrow as much as $38,000 and have a repayment estimate of $402 a month for the next 10 years. So make sure that you base your repayment off of your current income. You never want to estimate how much you will be paying because you don't know what you'll start out at. I put a sample budget on here for you as well. Now this is based off a $12 an hour job and estimating that 85% of your income is net income that you get to take home. Rent I estimated at $450. Utilities, which would include electric, gas, cable, at $250. A car payment around $300. Insurance around $75. Cell phone around $75. Credit card payments at $50. And food at $200. Our net income was $1,632, and of that we've used $1,400. And we haven't even added the loan payment in yet. So if it's $106 for a $10,000 loan, you'll have a little over $100 left for entertainment, which would include going to the movies, going out to dinner, or any of the other fun stuff that you'd like to do. If you have a larger loan with a larger loan payment, you're going to have trouble making those payments. Budget estimators are also available on studentloans.gov. Overborrowing can make repayment very difficult, but failure to make your student loan payments can result in defaulting on your federal student loans. Some of the consequences of defaulting on your federal student loans include garnishment of your wages, federal and state taxes being withheld, damage to your credit rating, and your inability to borrow federal student loans in the future, or also the Pell Grant. You would be unable to do either one until those loans were removed from default. Per an article published by the Department of Education, more than 4.7 million borrowers entered repayment, and 650,000 of those students defaulted. Not only does defaulting on federal student loans affect you, it can also affect the school that you attended. Schools with high default rates can be subject to sanctions, which can include no longer being able to lend money to students for their federal student loans. There are options that are available to you, though, to keep you out of default, which include deferment and forbearance. A deferment is available to you if you go back to school and you're in school at least half time. You can request the deferment on your federal student loans that will put your loans on hold until you're done with school. During a deferment, the subsidized loan, the government will pay the interest on this loan again. They also have a hardship deferment, which the government pays the interest on the loan at this point too. If you're having trouble, you can't have a job or you're unemployed, then you can use this option as well. During a forbearance, this is a hold on your loan for up to 12 months at a time, and this, on a forbearance, your loans earn interest the entire time. You can also request a forbearance just to lower your monthly payments down to something that you can afford each month. This would also last for 12 months at a time. You can request multiple forbearances or deferments if you need them and they're available to you. Student loans don't need to be overwhelming, but you must take action. Like every other bill, it is something that you need to monitor and stay current with. Never borrow more than you can afford to repay, and always remember that there are options out there for you. Thank you for listening.